Howdy. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the subscribes so far. Hopefully I'm providing some useful information. A realization I just had here regarding the garden, and this may have been obvious to others. Sometimes I'm a little slow to grasp it. But something I was just realizing is regarding the penalty for compounding. I've heard people throw that around. Oh, there's this penalty essentially, and that's why we are only compounding, say, 5 days, and then we harvest 2 days so we can still get our profits in. And no one could probably confirm this for me except for Forex Shark, the developer himself, as far as the drip garden goes. I don't think this is in the code. I don't think it is that there's a penalty. I think you penalize yourself. And so to kind of explain that further, and this may already be obvious since I've just said it, you're just losing ground. You're losing ground, and that's why you stop outpacing where you were in the process. So if you're clicking along here, just all of this as an example, and these numbers have been changing up and down as I'm sitting here talking, but let's say you're at 45 a day. Well, that 45 a day is great. You've been compounding this whole time. You're making 10 plants a day. But if you go ahead and harvest, let's say you harvest these 2 days, which means you're harvesting this much worth of plants, you're going to get 45 that first day. Now, you're not getting 47 the next day because this compounding never happened. This compounding never happened. You're not going to be at 48 at the end of those 2 days. So that's all that's happening is you are losing ground, and the whole point of this game is to gain ground, is to outpace this decay. Now, in the last video, and it's a long one, it may still be processing by the time I publish this. Last video, I was talking about this drip BUSD. We can't really control that. That could be up, that could be down. But all things being equal, if this is the same as it has been, this decay is the one we're still trying to outpace. And I've not seen it be a huge amount. In like the last 13, 14 days, it looked like it was under 0.5% a day. And when we're compounding properly, we're supposed to be getting like an increase of around 3% of our assets a day. Around about there, 3.3, something like that. But that's what's happening is we were going to lose ground. So if you did harvest 10 days in a row, you harvested 20 days in a row, you're going to start losing money. And that's because this decay is going to lap you. It's going to speed past where you're at as far as your daily. You're not compounding. The power of compound interest, the power of compounding plants is actually really powerful. It goes into a snowball effect. And I think when you're further along down here, you're going to see the impact less. And so you could, if you can afford it, maybe you could harvest 3 or 4 days in a row. But we're spreading it out to try to add longevity. We're doing the strategies of 5 to 2, 5 compounding, 2 days of harvesting, or something like that type of ratio, because we're trying to keep this LP value increasing. Or if it stays the same, that's cool. Or if it increases, and once you get to these levels down here, that would be my main concern, because I want this to keep coming in. I want to keep making that much per day, and so you essentially penalize yourself. It's not. I don't think it's built into the code. I don't think that's a feature. The decay is already the penalty, so you're not personally getting penalized based on how you compound or harvest. I mean, it's not attacking you in that way on purpose to add like a penalty or some type of flag. It's just that you will get further behind. So you will penalize yourself. So that was the realization I came to, and maybe that makes it a little clearer as to why we have the ratios we have. And you would have to do the math yourself and just realize that if I'm harvesting all of these days, I'm likely back at 55. I'm probably lower than 55 with the decay. It may kick me back, the equivalent of 3 days. And so that's what we're looking at, and that's where that actual penalty comes in and how that's applied. So we just got to be smart and keep strategizing, keep compounding for the most part, and then you harvest when you're at a comfortable level, but not too many days in a row, so that we don't lose, we don't get outpaced by that decay that's built into the system. Now, if this drip USD is falling, I would keep compounding no matter what. If you see this is on a downward trend, and you can keep an eye on that. If that's on a downward trend for a few days, I would compound even if it was my harvest day, just because it wouldn't make sense. It would help me dollar cost average downward, and I wouldn't want to be losing any ground on the downward, and I'd probably harvest on the way back up, because that decay will become less evident, less noticeable. But as well, always, thanks for watching. Hope that was insightful or helpful in your understanding of the garden. Can't tell you what to do with your funds, but if you are bullish on these type of projects, these protocols that Forex Shark, the developer, has been making, I always appreciate if you are going to hop in, if you use this referral link. That helps me build and keeps encouraging me to make these. But hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day or evening, depending on when you're checking in. Thank you.